I'm telling you, this whole thing has turned into a Donald Trump ad. Y'all are so dumb for trying to do this. This is a spiritual war, and we're faced here with people that are more like demons than people.
This lack of action led to a dead Trump supporter.
He woke up this morning thinking he was just going to a rally in the middle of a field in what seems to be a safe town, and lost his life for no reason at all. This can't happen anymore. Things have to change. The blood is on their hands. Here we go.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Ancient Echoes. Tonight we are taking a different type of route. We are coming off of our very first live stream, which was so much fun, man. I had a really good time, even though it was under some of the worst circumstances you could possibly imagine. We still had a good time engaging with our audience, being able to talk to you guys, in real time. That was really, really cool. But tonight, man, we've got some horrific news. Former President Donald Trump has been shot, it looks like, in the ear. And so luckily he survived, but the internet has gone crazy, man. And Austin has been scavenging, going deep into everything, and he has got a lot of content for us. So different type of episode tonight, but Austin, man, take the reins, man.
Well, guys, welcome. Like I always say, we're glad to have you here. We had a really good time in a little live stream, but it was under bad circumstances. We covered a lot of the early news going on with the Trump situation and the shooting that went on in Pennsylvania. I recommend you go back and watch that show. A lot of the things we'll be talking about tonight are in that show. And if you are watching this, you're probably pretty news conscious, so you've already seen that. What we're doing now is updating that information with all of the new and breaking information. It's still coming in by the minute right here, but we wanted to go ahead and give a breakdown. Thank God tragedy was avoided today in a major way. We did lose one life, so make sure you guys are praying for the family and praying for the people that are in attendance. So I've seen reports now that there was a few people that got injured from different things and shrapnel and diving on the ground. A lot of the people there were elderly. So we have some real serious things tonight, some more conspiratorial things that are looking more and more like that could be the case that we're going to get into. We also have, some comedy. So we're going to lighten it up towards the end of the episode and just take a look at some of the memes that's going on, and we're going to try and interweave that in with some of the more serious stuff tonight, since this is a different type of episode. But we're glad you're here, and let's go ahead and get into it. We got all kinds of clips, guys, so stick with us. This is going to be a very different but very in-depth episode, and it's a lot of stuff's come to light. The news is going fast.
It sure is, man. So we are Ancient Echoes, as you guys are aware. And we always want to put things in a Christian perspective. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off this episode by going into 2 Chronicles, chapter 17, verse 14. And the Lord is speaking unto Solomon, if I'm not mistaken. He says, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sin and will heal their land." What a beautiful verse that is, man.
Well, yeah, it's gone long enough here. I think everybody can agree that this country has gone the wrong way for a long time and slid into wickedness at a more rapid pace as the time has gone along. And I see the wheat and the tares separating within our culture here in the United States and really all over the world. You see the people that are on the side of righteousness kind of grouping together, and you see the people that have just completely given themselves over to evil and seared their consciousness, just like the scripture says. So we're going to be showing a little bit of that tonight within this episode about Donald Trump. So let's just keep this in mind, that this should be a wake-up call for everybody to really humble yourself, realize that the times aren't great right now, and that we are controlled by a deep state. and they are leading us as fast as they can into World War III, and they just try to take out the leading presidential candidate of the United States that wants to stop it. Don't ever forget what they did to Kennedy in Dallas. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget what they did to his brother who was running. People that wanted peace and to end this war machine and the bodies ground up by it, they get taken out because it's a big money maker. It is a big money maker. So let's remember this, that we need to call on God to put his hand on this nation and to really guide us to where we need to be.
Absolutely.
We have to repent. Number one, we have to repent of the things that we've been doing wrong. And we're going to play around a little bit tonight, but this is the real message here, is that we need to repent from what we've been doing wrong, turn around and chase after righteousness, or our land is going to be done. We were an inch away from this place turning into chaos. Chaos, guys. Like nearing civil war or full-blown civil war chaos. So we need to understand how close to the edge we got today. And really turn from what we've been doing. If you're doing something wrong in your life, I know I'm not perfect. I'm not coming down on you, but just, use this as a wake-up call. If you've been looking for a reason to turn away from it, let's do that today. And all of us as a collective do that today, and turn from the things that we've been doing wrong, turn from the ways we've been doing, and turn away from it and ask God to forgive us and to heal our land and to put a hedge of protection around all of us. So with that being said, let's get into some of these clips about this Trump situation that's going on tonight and all the latest developments.
Let's do it, man. I always think of Jonah in the land of Nineveh. So
this is crazy, guys. This right here is nuts. Bronson, you want to set this up, man?
I sure will. So this is a video taken from April 8th, 2024. Allegedly. I understand that everything can be falsified these days. But here we go. I'll let it speak for itself.
And I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and I saw.
So this is supposedly some type of dream that this individual had, a night vision, if you will. And this is from a few months ago, allegedly. And he claims that he saw something happen to Trump where somebody was attempting his life and he had his ear damaged. So if this is true, if that's true, man, that's bananas there. But I've heard all sorts of stories about people who had dreams or heard audible voices on September 10th of 2001 saying, the one that always sticks in my head is this guy who was out there on the 11th handing out dozens of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He was supposedly heard an audible voice in his head the night before and was like, "You need to make a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches." So he made a bunch of sandwiches.
I've heard stuff like that too, man. It's like, oh, you need a lot of food to do this or do that. It's funny, things. Sometimes just bad things happen, but there's always a hand guiding us. It's always this battle between good and evil. It's a war going on. This is a spiritual war, and we're faced here with people that are more like demons than people. They're so demonized and given over to just absolute debauchery and wickedness. And we're going to see some of that tonight, in some of these responses to this. And we'll get into that in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get into what's going on with the story. That is crazy, though, about this dream. Insane.
Yeah, it sure is. So this was actually a clip that we were able to cover on our live stream. I'll back that out real quick, actually, so that we can see. This comes from a Mr. Stu Peters, where he says, the Secret Service gives stand-down orders, ignored reports of sniper on rooftop. The eyewitness says he alerted multiple cops and Secret Service members about a man on a roof with a rifle, but they ignored him.
Yeah, let's check this out, man.
100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked.
Already right now, he's beginning to ask some decent questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the adrenaline's still kind of kicking in a little bit, or at least he's on his come down right now. But he's already asking some decent questions.
Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
That's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but
sure.
But it was a rifle of some sort.
Read the label on it.
Absolutely.
So, how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security permit.
Yeah, guys.
But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not on every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions, I think.
All right, that's good on this one, bro. Yeah.
He's asking some good questions. And this is still in the heat of the moment. He'll be telling the story to his grandchildren, bro. That's
Yeah, today was extremely we can go to that one too, just to see, now's the time for sources inside the intel agencies, law enforcement, Secret Service to step forward from James O'Keefe. And if you guys know who James O'Keefe is, he has a lot of exposés on different companies and hidden cameras and people going on dates and things being exposed. It would be nice to see some good people within these agencies really speak up and come clean, and not just about this, about a lot of stuff. There's been all kinds of mass shootings with all kinds of questions. See Las Vegas shooting at the MGM. Just look into that. And anybody that, in journalism that does seems to die really suddenly. That's neither here or there. But this is let's get into the next video clip so we can lay it out. We already know what's going on, but I want everybody else to see it. And this is Alex Jones here. Guys, we know that everybody doesn't like Alex. Some people really despise Alex. But I came across this on X, and I thought this, really sets the mood for the kind of attitude that us as Christians need to have, not only during this time, but going forward. But this, if we can use this as a wake-up call and get people praying and get people repenting, even if it's a small percentage of us, it would go a long way. It would really go a long way to changing this place if we would just humble ourselves and ask for forgiveness. And when he's talking here, he's talking a lot about praying for Trump, but not only for Trump, but for all of us. We all need to be praying for all of us, that we all have the armor of God, because we need it going forward, guys. If you pay even a little bit of attention, you understand that, these are perilous times worldwide. And, times always get rough. It's not just now. I'm not saying it's the apocalypse, but I am saying that, I pay attention. I'm constantly watching and constantly paying attention to this kind of stuff. And we are not in a good position. In my lifetime, we are the weakest we have ever been as a country. On the world stage, with economic tools that we have. I mean, it's all right. Ask yourself this: we live in a state with pretty cheap gas, but we're paying like $3.57 a gallon right now. Can you remember a presidential election year where the gas prices didn't drop tremendously?
Mm-hmm.
They've already pulled this trick with the strategic oil reserves and used it to help level out gas prices, but it's just things aren't looking good, and inflation is still going on. You guys see it at the grocery store. The Ukraine war didn't help at all. Prices and everything else. It's a rough time. So let's listen to this from Alex Jones because I agree with this.
The deep state tried to kill President Trump today. They actually shot him in the side of the head. But because our God is greater than their God, we won. So I am humbly asking all the viewers on X and InfoWars to pray for President Trump and pray for America. This is a spiritual battle that we're facing. So please understand that only prayer can defeat this evil. I'm going to say a prayer. Our Heavenly Father, you sent your Son, Jesus Christ, here as a man to go through the pain we went through times 1,000. And we are so blessed and honored that you did that. And we are so thankful to you. We don't even have words to describe it. Our best works are dirty rags. We ask you now to put up a hedge of protection around President Trump. And we ask you to lead, guide, and direct us in the next actions we need to take. And I know that our enemies want us to be violent and respond violently against what they've done, but that is not the answer. The answer is to tell the truth. The answer is to be close to God and to stand against evil. So I'm asking all viewers right now, it's such a simple thing to do. And many of you may have never done this before, but I'm asking you to pray to God for President Trump's safety and President Trump's provision, and that God lead, guide, and direct President Trump at this critical juncture against the enemy, Satan. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the crossroads. The world is waking up to the New World Order, and the enemy has tried to kill Trump, as I predicted so many times on air. We're not going to go blow up a federal building. We're not going to attack a black church. That's going to be the FBI that claims Trump supporters are white supremacists. We are not going to be violent. We stand on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights now, here, today. But I'm going to say it again. It doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you a cent. Pray for President Trump. Our Heavenly Father, we pray for Donald John Trump, and we pray for you to send your angels around him to protect him and to lead, God, and direct him, and to give him the will he needs to continue on this fight. We are so thankful to you, God, that you protected him today, that he didn't die. Just a few inches, he would have died. And we are so thankful to you for what happened today and that he didn't die. And we ask you to protect President Trump. And we ask you to lead and guide and direct us in this epic struggle to save our country and to save our world and to turn against evil and to repent and to save our land. Please pray for President Trump, because I see all these other reports and all these other people, and they're great. They're covering, oh, he dodged a bullet. Oh, he's great. Oh, we're going to win. The deep state's going all out, folks. It's a spiritual battle. And without us admitting it's a spiritual battle, we are defenseless. But if we admit it's spiritual, and if we admit it's all about God, We are invincible. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I'm asking you humbly right now to say a prayer for America, to say a prayer for President Trump, and to say a prayer for peace. God bless. Please take action. And
Wow, man. I wanted to take just a second here because I was of the camp for quite some time that maybe it was just far too late. But I'd like to turn your attention to when Hezekiah makes a prayer when he gets very, very sick in the Kings and Chronicles time period. And God actually extends his life by 14 years, if I'm not mistaken, and even postpones the siege of Babylon on Israel. And so things are possible, man. They really are. I know that when Christ is praying, I think it's in the Garden of Gethsemane when he says, "I pray not for the world, but the people that are in it." But even so, we'd never really know what God would be willing to do if we were to do exactly what Second Chronicles says: to humble yourself and to seek His face, to turn away from your wicked ways, and to actually pray. We have it so good here, man. I mean, and the thought of losing it all is actually really, really terrifying. I love my air conditioning. I love toothpaste. I love body wash and hot water. You know, and
Even at that, even if we lose all of that, we can't succumb to the wickedness that we've been succumbing to as a nation. We just can't. Whether we lose it all or not, we have to turn back on a righteous path, even if we have to do it in mud huts for a little while. We must. It has to self correct. The type of garbage we push on our children, the type of things that are pushed through entertainment, you know, all that type of stuff. It must self correct. It must. We
Yeah.
have to correct and come back to the Father. As Christians,
Absolutely.
we do. The world's going to do what it does. Okay, but us as Christians, we have to correct and come back, and we have to be vocal. And I see it rising. We've seen it rising. Really this year, really rising up. Even people you wouldn't expect that are Christians or anything out, like the truth coming out. I'm sure a lot of you guys watched the Cat Williams interview. Yeah, all lies are being exposed this year. The wheat and the tares are separating. So uh, it's been crazy, some of these updates coming out, man. But I think it's a good message to put out in the midst of this, is that we have to take responsibility for ourselves and for our families, and get back on the right track. Let's use this as a turning point, um, to really turn around and get back right, because there's evil in the world, and you're seeing it. It's a spiritual battle, and it's manifesting in the physical. And our government factions within it are, I would say, it's looking like it's pretty obvious. It's either extreme negligence, or this was allowed to happen. Let's go ahead and get into some of this, man.
Sure, absolutely, man. Um, Here we are. A massive failure by the Secret Service. The shooter used a ladder to get onto the roof and to try to kill the President Trump. How did Secret Service miss this? I don't think they did. I think they let it happen. This is unacceptable. So that is most obviously probably a fiberglass framed ladder right there, and leading right up to the top, which is, my goodness, that ladder is perfectly sized. I'm just going to point that out. That is, you couldn't have chose a better sized ladder. And there's this allegedly the shooter right here leaning on top of this roof, laying down. I'm so glad to whomever decided to bust out the old Google. This is supposedly where the Trump stage was. This is where that guy would have been leaning up on this roof, and I guess the ladder would have been on this side, not over here, but on this side. So homeboy must have
My,
parked his
my,
car.
my question to you is, that to me that seems like the most obvious place to shoot from. Like you have one, two, three, four buildings that are really a threat, and at a distance that is possible to shoot and kill from.
Mhm.
That's You would think they would have Secret Service on all of those rooftops.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Drone
just figured
patrol.
out. Yeah, you would think all of this would be cleared. Yeah, even nowadays with drones, but I mean, even in the 40s, they could have secured this perimeter. You know what I mean? Like this is not that hard. There's not that much there. That guy even said that there's not that much there. You would think they would have somebody there. Just looking at the photograph.
Oh yeah, they're not in downtown Charlotte or New York City or whatever. This looks like my backyard. It's a farmland and lakes and ponds and stuff, dude.
It's a huge field with like what 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 buildings you could take a shot from.
Right.
They're telling me they don't have personnel for that. I'm sorry, man. Let's go ahead and go to this next one. Let's see what's going on.
All right, so here we go.
In this video here, you can hear the crowd. Yeah, the crowd spotted the shooter before the Secret Service did.
Footage shows witnesses scream, "A man has a gun," before rapid gunfire broke out. Only one bullet hit Trump, with it not being clear which shots were responsible for the crowd casualties. That's the saddest thing in the world, man, that somebody in the crowd.
Yeah, guys, just a disclaimer. If you're watching with your kids, I know a lot of people, for family people, there is going to be some graphic things in this video. We're talking about a shooting that did take the life of a person, and there were several people injured, one by, I think, another bullet, Trump with the bullet, one person killed, and then some other injuries that were caused secondarily by this. But there will be some graphic stuff in this, just to give you a fair warning.
Thank you. It's giving them a second in case they need to have the kids exit the room or something. And yeah. 3, 2.
And that's a little bit. He's going to get him!
Stay over here.
And that's a little bit.
So sad, man. That's
there were several people that have come out saying that they were calling this out to the Secret Service and the police before it ever happened. It wasn't like there was a secret. There was a guy up there that was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's
this is from Luke Radowski. Yeah, what are these guys waiting for? And we're about to show a video here in a little bit that shows that they were trained on this guy and just let him pop these shots off before they took him out. I don't know if that's protocol. You're supposed to let him shoot the president before you stop him. I thought the point of having the snipers up there was to stop this before it ever started, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, this isn't. I remember many years ago when things were popping off over in the Middle East. There was a rule that you weren't allowed to shoot until fired upon. But in this scenario,
this is a former president and the leading candidate for the presidency this time. I don't think those rules apply here on American soil.
I agree. Yeah, this is
this is smelling very fishy.
It sure is. Honestly, when we were doing our live stream, I didn't necessarily say this because I didn't want it to come off the wrong way, but I really wish that the guy would have at least lived so we could get some type of interrogation and questioning. But the video of Secret Service sniping the failed Trump assassin. No word yet on why the sniper didn't shoot the failed assassin while he was climbing up on top of the roof and setting up his rifle. I mean, in some regards, we had an event here this was I don't know, just a couple of months ago or whatever, and there was somebody on our property and it was all weird and whatever, and I'm somebody who's been in full contact sports and had my fair share of scuffles and lived life or whatever, but I was just outside minding my own business, and when I saw the person, it was like, at first I thought it was my fiance. It was like, what is she doing out here? That's not her. And then it hit me, oh my God, that's not her, And so this guy here, he's in a crowd full of a ton of people. The president's there, and you're sitting there looking. Is that a dude crawling on the roof? He's got a gun. Should I shoot? Like, if I shoot, I'm gonna ruin this whole day. Like, should I shoot? Like, I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy. He's trained to do things that I am not trained to do. But it's, you gotta just wonder what was going through this gentleman's head here. I mean, if you shoot and you shoot the wrong guy, or if you shoot and you weren't supposed to shoot, oh, dude, it's your butt. Your job's done.
Speaking of training, can we go back to the last picture before we start this video? I just want to say this one thing. Whatever he was training, it sure wasn't arms. Since when did Secret Service? I don't know. Maybe snipers. I don't know, man. That dude has noodle arms. What's going on, man? Where are the well trained guys doing Krav Maga and all that type of stuff?
Right,
You know,
right.
where are these dudes at? Like, he doesn't look like he can carry that rifle. Anyway, sorry, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's a good observation, actually. But here's the video here.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I apologize for the language, guys. So
Yeah,
I can't.
That guy's got to start doing some body training. So that gun almost threw him off the roof.
I'm for real. Yeah, I was like, did he get scared when he heard a shot? Because I honestly am having a hard time determining when he actually pulls his trigger.
It looks like it kicks back.
Can we watch it again?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't think that I've never shot a sniper rifle like that, so I don't. Maybe it does have so much power that it kicks back like that on the stand, but yeah, I wouldn't think it would. I think that would be kind of the point.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe we have some, excuse me, further knowledgeable people in the comment section.
We could ask our brother.
We certainly could.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Huh.
But after he fires, you hear, well, maybe it's a delay in the audio, but it sounds like there's more shots fired after he fired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's, yeah, I hate to do so.
Maybe it was other snipers shooting at the same time, and that's just the one we have footage of.
Because if you count the shots, you got a couple slow ones, and all of a sudden it's bam, 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 bam. I think it's 5 that comes in a little bit faster. And so it wouldn't shock me if the dude on the roof, not our SS member, but our assailant, wouldn't shock me if he got Swiss cheesed. You know what I'm saying? Here's our next one. So they were already pointing their rifles at the shooter and didn't see him getting into position, but then eliminated him within seconds after he fired. I'm not saying one way or another, just saying think very carefully about everything you see and hear. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me back this up here. See?
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. And you know,
this guy looks armed. Yeah, this guy looks armed over here too. I gotta say, dude, I know it's not the time to make light of anything, but hearing Trump get shot and then his only response is the S word has got to be the most gangster thing, bro. Just like,
him getting up and pumping his fist and saying "fight" was epic, man. It was the whole thing was just you couldn't have come up with a better campaign ad. I'm not saying that it was staged. I don't think anybody would stage having a bullet come that close to your head, for votes or anything like that. That's insane. But oh my God, like getting up after getting shot like that and raising your fist and getting everybody pumped up. I mean, that's pretty hardcore, man.
It really is. I had the same thought earlier too. It's like, cause you know me, bro. Everything's fake until I'm 100% certain that it's not, especially in 2024, where somebody could literally have AI create an Ancient Echoes episode, and you and me on there, and we never even filmed it, But if Trump comes out tomorrow and you see a picture of him in a couple of days, you'll be able to know if there's something missing. If he looks Van Gogh or something like that, you'll be able to tell that this wasn't fake. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know how in the world you're supposed to stage something like that, but so Taylor Hansen says the 2 officers on the roof need to be investigated. The one laying down had a shot lined up but didn't take it before the shooter successfully fired 8 shots. This lack of action led to a dead Trump supporter and the former president getting shot, as well as 2 attendees getting critically injured. Yeah. That's true, man. Somebody did lose their life.
Now this picture right here. This is the only person I've seen posting this. Is the page is U.S. Civil Defense News. They pulled this picture that appears to show a bullet hole in his suit there. I haven't seen this anywhere else, but if this is the case, good thing he was wearing a bulletproof vest. Now, I will say, I think one of the comments said like no one else is saying this. I could be wrong.
So far, you're the only one reporting this. This guy says, I inspected myself. You go to the original picture, it is the crease in the.
Could be. I did see this pointed out.
Does kind of look like a fold. This right here may actually be an elbow, that being the bicep tricep. But we'll know by tomorrow. We'll get a lot more news when Trump himself actually comes out.
Yeah.
But breaking: Thomas Matthew Crook's ID as the suspect who shot at Donald Trump at his Pennsylvania rally. Crook.
Hey guys, this is the shooter that was on top of the roof there. So they have his ID now. We didn't have it earlier.
20 years young, bro. That's just so sorry. From the Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, was about 40 miles south of Butler Rally was where he was. An AR-15 was reportedly recovered at the scene. Crooks was apparently shot after he tried taking out the former president.
Well,
and he, speaking of training arms, goodness, y'all got the sorriest angle and picture of this dude you could have possibly got. Oh, well, I want to be real careful showing certain pictures on YouTube. We flashed that one real quick, so. But
yeah. There's going to be some graphic pictures, guys, just so you know. But
we'll end up.
I don't know, man,
or something. But goodness gracious, dear young men of our country, please pick up some weights and go learn some martial arts or something. This is just, and get some sunlight for the love of all things. I hate to be a mean person and all, but God, I'm so tired of seeing young men look like this boy ain't seen no shampoo.
They got green looking skin and they run around. Yeah, man, they're just demonic, twisted little. Look at them. It's this is the people that want to run your life. These are the people that want to teach your 5-year-old about their female penis.
Right.
These are the people that want to sit demonic looking trannies in your schools and have them read to them. You know what I mean?
Gross.
Look, these are the people that want to corrupt your society and want to have control over what your children see and read and how they think and how you speak.
$10.
$10
says he pushes gun control.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not even just the gun control stuff. This is, I mean, look at it. It's just pathetic.
It is sad.
It's pathetic. We're on the winning side of things, guys. People that look like this and people that support this are the losers, the absolute lowlifes, scumbags. This is who they are.
Yeah.
And I know this is the most Christian thing to say, but I don't. I feel like I can. The air feels better knowing that I don't have to share oxygen with this scumbag anymore.
I just feel horrible for the dude. On the other side of things, although I agree with everything you just now said, on the other side of things, this poor dude, and in some ways, he's just a kid, man. He's not even legal to drink yet, or even to rent a car, or get an Airbnb or a hotel room. He's 20 years old. I mean, the indoctrination this poor kid probably went through, perhaps maybe even, call me crazy, but some type of MK Ultra type of stuff.
He looks like every person that tries to get in our comments and troll good Christian people trying to hear the word of God. This is what they all look like.
Yeah, about 20 years younger, but 100%. Yeah,
it's just pathetic. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's
absolutely pathetic.
It's pitiful. Speaking of pathetic, golly.
All right, guys. Now listen, there's going to be some language here, but we're getting into our part where we talked about the horrible people that are on the other side, and they're just degenerate scumbags. Like, I couldn't imagine Joe Biden getting like almost shot and us, being mad because he didn't die. That's absolutely insane.
Right.
I'm trying to think of anybody that would give me that reaction. George Soros, maybe. I I don't know, man. Like, I can't think of anybody that I would just be like rooting for them to, get murdered.
Right.
Especially a countryman, especially somebody that was our president. Um, I'm not the hugest fan of Barack Obama, but I don't wish death on him.
No.
You know what I mean? And if somebody almost shot him, I wouldn't be mourning that they missed. It's insane, man. These people are just, I'm not even sure they're human. They're just creatures of, brainwashed, pathetic creatures. Well, all right, so you've been warned about the language, guys. There's going to be a little bit of that as we're going through some of these demonic little things. So if you're in for a good laugh and a good cringe, go ahead. Your cringe warning has been given.
Now, I'm not going to say it because YouTube may get me in trouble, but if you notice a common denominator between the next couple of clips, we're going to just let us know what you find in common.
They all seem like such happy people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Here we go.
All right. Your cringe and trigger warning has been given.
Just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew, and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away! Ah!
Oh my god, dude. It makes me so sick. Like, bro, first of all, like, right after she says the white...
From half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it!
Right there, that little face right there.
Well, I wouldn't classify him as a man, but if you want to go that far, you go ahead, sweetheart. So half of the problem would be getting rid of Trump. The other half of the problem would be killing me and you, Bronson.
Oh yeah, we're
and if you're not white, that's cool. We don't hate anybody, man. We don't have any issues with no colors, none of that type of stuff. That stuff is trivial.
Arbitrary.
It doesn't really matter. It's arbitrary, really. If you're living within God's path and you're a part of the kingdom and you're kingdom minded, what your skin color looks like means nothing. It's no different than writing on a white piece of paper or a green piece. It's arbitrary.
Right.
But they hate us. You know what I mean? They hate us. And honestly, I take great pride in these creatures hating us. I'm glad you hate us.
Right.
That to me, that's fine. I hope it eats you alive on the inside. Those darn white males going to work and taking their kids places on the weekend and wanting to be fit and jogging outside and walking their dogs. How dare them?
Right.
They're super polite on hiking trails when they pass you. You guys have been sold a bag of goods, man. A bad bag. You've been your mental disorders are really starting to bring all of society down. So if you could snap to reality and realize that we don't care about you, we don't want to hurt you, we have nothing to do with you, we don't even want to talk to you, to be honest with you, especially if you're like this. So
I'm just trying to go to work, teach some martial arts, and come home and love on my wife and my eventual kid. Here
what year is this, bro? Is it 1836? I mean, what are these white men doing? I mean, am I missing it?
I don't know, man. They just be playing Smash Bros and chilling, man. I don't know what else white dudes be doing these days. I mean, it's this face here is what gets me, dude. Is some of this is for show, and I understand that. That little smile she does right after she says the white guy thing. She knows she said something that she's gonna get lots of likes and comments for, and it's a lot of it's fake. You know what I'm saying? But that's what adds to the cringiness.
Yeah. Let's get to the next cringe.
Let's do it.
Oh, well, this isn't so much cringe as it is what's been being said on mainstream media in this country, for years now. There's been several instances of things like this, and this is just one of the most blatant ones I could find. You want to give the setup for this? Is from George Papadopoulos.
Sure. Exhibit A, an incitement to violence against a presidential candidate. Where are the charges?
Just sit back on the sidelines and say, oh, well, don't worry, this will all work itself out. they're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Well,
And just sit back on the sidelines and say, oh, well, don't worry, this will all work itself out. They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
They're still going to have to go put a bullet in Donald Trump. Could you imagine any other leader that we've ever had? I know a lot of people hated Reagan. A lot of people hated George W. Bush. A lot of people hated Obama. A lot of, this is on MSNBC, one of the like big three political news shows here in the U.S. And, at least it used to be. It's a dinosaur and dying now. But could you imagine anybody saying that about anybody else? That is, that warrants a visit from the Secret Service and the FBI, or at least it should if they're doing their jobs.
Yeah.
You're calling for the former president and the leading presidential candidate to be shot. You got to put a bullet in him, is what they're saying on MSNBC.
I think some of this became, I said on the live stream earlier that everybody and their grandma has said something along the lines of wanting him dead or killed or whatever. And it kind of just became stale. It's like for every time they call somebody a Nazi or a racist or a libtard or whatever, all the insults just become so washed out and overused. But then when this happens, you look back and wait a second.
You got to realize that not everybody is just full of smoke, blowing smoke. Sometimes you got to believe what they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to believe what they're telling you. And whether he would have gone and shot her or not himself, probably not, because only cowards speak this way. He would have never done it in a million years. He's too scared and frail. But instead, they got some mentally ill little creature so worked up in his mind that he thought that he was saving democracy or something. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but now he's dead. And now, if you didn't want like quote unquote right wing, to be supercharged and energized right here before an election, you've got it, man. You've got people all over the place coming out and supporting Donald Trump now that would have never said a word. They may have voted for him, but they would have done it quietly, and now it's wide open. From Logan Paul to Conor McGregor to Jeff Bezos to, you got all kinds of people coming out and supporting Trump today that would have never said a word about anything. You know what I mean? They should have kept it on an even kill, but they've been trying to get us so stoked up against each other that this type of stuff becomes commonplace.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That is well said. It becomes commonplace. These next couple of months leading up to November are going to be wild, man. This next one comes in from Russ Latino, a field director for congressman at Benny G. Thompson, who headed this Jan 6 commission and recently proposed legislation to remove Trump's Secret Service detail, wishing Trump's assassination had better aim on social media. So this is Jacqueline Marsaw. I don't condone violence, but please get you some shooting lessons so you don't miss the next time. Oops, that wasn't me talking. Bro, here's the thing, man. Like, it's at one point in time, in the beginning, like 2016, it was like, wow, you guys are really, really hateful. By 2020, it was like, oh, get in line. Another person who's just irrationally angry at somebody. But now, like, bro, this isn't funny, bro. Like, yes, he got shot in the ear, whatever. You like Trump, you don't like Trump, whatever. But like, someone else actually died today, dude. Someone else who is not Donald Trump, who has nothing to do with your deep state or your presidential agenda or whatever. It's just a person who attended a rally. It's no different than
these are godless communists. How many people have communists killed to try and make their never-ending search for their perfect utopia?
Right.
How many 100%. Christians died in Russia? You know what I mean? How many people were killed by Mao? They don't care about innocent people dying. They don't care. They're not gonna care. And this just shows it. It's why we have to pray for this nation, is because we've let ourselves get infiltrated by these people. And we've let through our universities this indoctrination take place. We have to really, really enforce our homes as Christians and really instill in our children good values and teach them about this evil and warn them about these godless commies is the nicest thing I could call them, and let them know that this is not acceptable and you do not have to take this, and you do not have to be under the thumb of this indoctrination, that you need to have a voice and speak up and teach our children to call on the Holy Spirit for boldness.
Right.
Because I mean, they're creatures, man. They're demonized creatures. They want this to happen. I mean, look who's pushing for this war in Ukraine. How many hundreds of thousands have died there that we know of? I mean, they're pushing for wars all over the place, and it's not just Democrats. So don't get me wrong; it's a lot of Republicans too. It's this deep state establishment, globalist. I'm trying to use every word I can to
Big brother.
Yeah. I mean, it's there, man. It reared its ugly head again today. Oh God!
Speaking of ugly head, sorry, that's rude, but are you starting to see the common denominator yet? All right, here we go.
You can smell the mental illness.
And yet these are the ones who've been going to therapy for 20 years.
Oh, they all have master's degrees.
If you can hear us, if you are with us, please, John Wilkes Booth, if you're listening, please.
Let me get this straight, dumbass! You have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a 1-bullet.
We're not even sending our best to fucking assassinate. Cause what the hell was that? Lee Harvey Oswald would never, bitch. John Wilkes Booth would never.
Today was like this close to being the best day ever.
Also, the person that at Trump at his rally was exercising that right that all those Republicans were fighting for. So, can you really blame him?
John Wilkes Booth.
I almost don't have any words, bro. It's so sorry, bro. It's weak and it's sorry. Have you spotted the common denominator? Because I'm not going to be the one to say it, bro.
Well, guys, since we gave you ear aids and eye aids for having to watch that, we decided we would lighten it up here at the end of the video. We got a few images we'll show you and get you to watch, to cleanse the old palate after that pile of garbage over the last few videos. So
Oh my God! I hope
he's got to stop doing that dance, bro.
Oh, it's perfect though. It's perfect. They should make it an emote in something like a Fortnite or something, bro. That's so perfect.
Oh man,
the internet's great. Donald Trump is getting shout outs at the UFC broadcast after the assassination.
There was a lot of rumors that he was going to go to UFC after getting shot, but I think he was advised not to. He ended up going to New Jersey after this instead. But there was some reports that he was going, which would have been epic. But
yeah,
I think he was advised. I think he had enough public appearances for one day. There was just there was bad energy in the air today. Let's say that.
Oh, dude, yeah. If that, just go home, hug your wife, and
I will say it would have been the most epic walk-in of all time.
Oh, dude, and that's when they played the Mini Men, 50 Cent.
Yeah,
Hey, I heard they just tried to whack my boy Trump. I'm glad that man's okay. Long live Trump. Let's go, baby. Trump 2024. Denver, let's hear for Evan Elder. Hey, I heard.
Finally,
it's funny how it's all the weak, pathetic people that are screaming and mad they got shot, but the real fighters and the real men and the real people with some masculinity and some guts, they all love them. And isn't that funny how it is? The side that's on the righteous path, the real men that want good for your family and good for your country and everything else, and want good even for those sickos in those videos and want everything to be better for everybody. They all seem to be on the same side. Isn't it funny how that works?
Isn't that weird? And
here's the new video of Trump landing in New Jersey. This happened about, well, I guess it happened about 10 minutes before we started recording.
I'm sure his team is on extra high alert today, man.
They need to be on extra high alert all the time. All
Oh,
the
man.
time. There's not a time they don't need to be on extra high alert because there's a portion of this country that would love no more than to watch his brains get splattered all over the place, just like JFK, and do it on live television and sit there and eat it up with a bowl of popcorn.
Absolutely.
They're wicked people, man. They want death and destruction. And, you know, just a message to those people, you better watch what you wish for.
That's right, bro.
I'm not going to do anything. That's not what I'm saying. But there are some people out there that love this orange man. And
yeah, that's true.
if he gets taken out, there's going to be some consequences. So I'd be careful what you wish for.
Well, there's such a disconnect from reality, dude. Again, like I hate to harp on this because there's much more to our personalities than just these type of things. But, dude, if you've ever been like in a scenario where, you know, a fight or whatever, but Call of Duty is a game, bro. Fortnite is a game, but in real life, it's a horrible, horrible thing. Luckily, I thank God I've never had to be in some type of firefight. As far as I know, no one has ever shot a bullet in my direction with the intention to hurt me. But these guys all joke around and play these games. You know, John Wilkes Booth, if you can hear me, like, bro, what's your wish? It's horrible, bro. It's horrible.
You guys don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that. And it's not just the white men you have to worry about. There's a lot of black people that feel the same way. There's a lot of Latino people that feel it's not just white men. I promise you that.
Mhm.
We're not the enemy. No, we're not even trying to be enemies with you guys.
No,
we just want you to go and live your little weird life all by yourself and leave our kids alone. We couldn't care less about what you do. If you deny the Most High God, and that's on you, man. You got to stand in judgment day just like I do for the things I did wrong. You got to live with that. So we don't even care what you do. You go do what you do. Just stay away from the kids. That's literally it.
Yeah,
that's
you're
all
right.
you have to do. Stay away from the kids. But that's the one thing they just can't do. You know why? Because they can't reproduce. So they have to take your kids and indoctrinate them to keep their disease going. They have to infect the minds of the children because they can't make them on their own.
That's right, bro. It's so sad.
Let's get one more good clip in here. This is this is what Donald Trump was saying today, guys.
This is Trump right now.
It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me.
I run that back one more time.
It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me.
That's hilarious, bro. Shane Gillis is a goat, man. I love him. That's too funny.
Bro. Oh, we got some images to go through, guys. Some of them are informative. Some of them are commentary. And some of them are comedy.
Yes. This comes in from Miss Chrissy Mayer. Donald Trump just took a bullet for you. He took that bullet for all of America. It doesn't matter if you asked him to or not. He stood there, took it, got back up, and told you to fight, and he means it. He has always said it's you that they're after, and he is just standing in the way.
I'm telling you, this whole thing has turned into a Donald Trump ad. Y'all are so dumb for trying to do this. If you didn't want him to win, you just sealed that.
Ammo sites are crashing all over the internet. Service temporarily unavailable from ammo.com.
People stocking up, man.
A man woke up today to go hear his president speak, and he was killed for it. Speaking of which, in that same video we saw that doctor who was giving that man chest compressions, there was a black dude right there. So I meant to say that when you were talking about that. Like it's there's so much more than just
everybody always tries to make it black and white and brown and all this other stuff, man. If you're kingdom minded, it doesn't matter. And I know some people within Christian community think only certain people are, and who are the real Jews and all this type of stuff. And I understand some of the arguments, some of them I disagree with. But the thing is that really, when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter. If you believe that Jesus Christ died and was died for your sins, was resurrected at the right hand of the Father, and were saved by grace through faith, not of works, lest any make him boast. If we're there, man, then the epidermis, the melanin, it really doesn't matter.
No.
I don't know, maybe that'll get under some people's skins, but that's truly how I feel, and I think that's a completely biblical principle. I mean, New Testament pretty much seals that, guys.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say to this, but as we read this right here, I would like everybody to remember the family of this man who died in prayer. I know a lot of this gets lost in the Trump stuff because it's very newsworthy. It's a huge event in history, really. But there was somebody that died today, and he was just going over there to watch Trump speak. Whether he was a Trump supporter or not, or just somebody who was curious, or somebody that got dragged there by somebody else in his family. He woke up this morning thinking he was just going to a rally in the middle of a field in what seems to be a safe town, and lost his life for no reason at all. No reason at all.
Every member of the media who has spent the last decade inciting this wears his blood on their hands. And that is a very true statement. The American people will have justice for the crimes committed against them by these freaks. Off of that, let me ask you a quick question. Is it a good move or a bad move? Actually, I'll ask you two questions. Is it a good move or a bad move for them to publicize this type of funeral? Question number two, how do you think this affects the very next rally that Trump holds? Record showings or a record low?
Oh, it's going to be record showings. But to answer your first question, it's up to the family. I think that we should, if the family's okay with it, I think that his face should be up everywhere to show, and not even as a Trump thing, to show the dangers of this rhetoric and this propaganda that the major media outlets have propagated it to the American people for at least the last 10 years. And I'm talking not just about Trump, a lot of about Trump, but COVID, I mean, just all kinds of things, Russian dossiers. We've talked about a lot of this, but I mean, I'm sure all you guys know, especially if you made it this far in the video, I'm sure you guys know, this can't happen anymore. Things have to change. The blood is on their hands. The blood is, it 100%. Well, not 100%. There's other people at fault here, clearly, from what we've shown earlier. But without that rhetoric, without that, that stoking the fire constantly and lying constantly, without that, this would have never happened. That man would be at home with his family today.
Making this okay is what is wrong, bro. I understand being angry or frustrated or whatever, but as a public figure on the news or whatever you are, your words do matter. And if you're out here saying that it's okay to do these type of things, this is what happens. And these people live in a world where they don't understand this. You know what I'm saying? People get caught with strays every day, bullets that were unintended for the innocent.
Yeah.
And, those people understand that, but these internet trolls who never go outside don't know what that means. This is, how do you say his last name?
All right, this is Dan Bongino, guys, and I'm sure lots of you know from Fox News. He's got a very successful show on Rumble. But Dan Bongino is a former Secret Service agent. So he does have contacts within the Secret Service. So this, when he talks about things going on with the Secret Service, I tend to listen.
Gotcha. He says, I want to repeat and can absolutely confirm the USSS Director Kim Cheadle has repeatedly turned down requests for a larger security footprint around President Trump, despite knowing the threat level is catastrophic. Resign tonight. The United States Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle must resign. She was warned about this, and she ignored the warnings. Common denominator. You missed. That's hilarious, bro. Hey, they put shades on my man, bro. That's awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think you had him on anyways, man.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That was the dude in the video. I said he looked like the bad guy from the first Matrix movie. And Agent.
Mr. Agent Smith, yeah.
Agent Smith, thank you. I appreciate it. Adam 22, I don't know who that is.
You want to talk about a scumbag. What an absolute scumbag. Think about all the hundreds of trans women that were shot today and didn't make the news. There was hundreds of trans women shot today. Can you tell me where that happened? Because that seems to fit the narrative for what the media has been pushing forever, but they never have hundreds of trans women reported on CNN. So could you explain to me where this is going on at?
Did it happen on live TV at a presidential rally on live TV? I mean, that's why it's confused.
I'm just curious. Where are these hundreds of trans women who got shot today? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you should have some type of police report on that.
Right. I mean, what kind of scumbag says stuff like this? It just shows you where his mind is at. What a sucker.
Exactly right. Hook, line, and sinker. Look at the bodies. Oh, back into the conspiracy world of things.
Yeah, so this is the guy on the left that we reported earlier because that's what was being widely spread around. And this is on our live stream. If you've watched this, definitely go back and check that out. It's a little wonky to start because it's our first live stream, but once we got going, we got into a lot of good stuff. However, the guy that was on the rooftop and that guy do not match. So is it two shooters or is this guy dragged into it? You know, what's going on here? There's something going on here that looks like I said, there's something suspicious going on here.
His name was everywhere in the beginning. I don't know if it's a smart idea to repeat it right now because maybe he is an innocent man and we don't know. Because I kind of dragged him during the video. I was making fun of him left and right, and I kind of feel bad for it now. But that's not the same guy, bro.
No, it's absolutely not.
Yeah. Two shooters, one shooter, identify only one. The waters are being muddied as we speak.
Yep.
You're very true. Notice the flag in the bio. I am so angry. How do you miss like that, bro? That's a chance of a lifetime. I mean,
If you notice the flag in the bio, for those of you that aren't sullied with having to notice, that is the transsexual flag. It's always funny how it's these people that with raging mental illness that are wanting to shoot Christian schools up, and you know, it's almost like it's a spiritual force driving this. That's all I'm going to say about it.
And we understand that not all of them are like that. Don't make this what it's not. It's not like that. We understand not everybody's a mean person or whatever. And there's
we get that, but I'm not going to back down on saying that it's a mental illness and is being driven by spiritual forces. Not saying that there are physical aspects like BPA and plastics and atrazine and things like that that contribute to it, but it is a spiritual. The root of everything is spirituality and a spiritual war. So I'm not going to back down from saying that at all. That's what it is. But I tell you one thing: if pumping an unnatural amount of testosterone into a body that's not supposed to have it is going to have unintended consequences on the mental state that person is in. Go look up anybody that has taken steroids for working out being a male that's supposed to have high testosterone, that has a high, they'll tell you that they constantly have violent thoughts. Having that much testosterone in your body, especially in a body that's not supposed to have anywhere near that close, is going to have that effect. That's just real.
That's just real, man. That's just real. Bro, that is
achievement unlocked. I tried to pepper in a little bit of comedy, guys.
It's so funny, bro. If you God, it's so funny to think there may be some people watching who might not even know what that is, man. That's so funny. All right, if it was that was that other guy's name, Violet guy. He lost a lot of weight. Warning, graphic photo. I'm not gonna zoom in on that, but shoot. At this point, YouTube's probably going to strike this video with everything they got, to be honest with you.
Yeah, guys, they are. So if you made it this far, man, like and subscribe and share it out to anybody who'd be interested in it.
This is who knows? This one may not even make it 24 hours. Who knows what happens? How does someone get in a building unidentified with a rifle and make it to the rooftop? Ed Secret Service needs to be investigated. This reeks of an inside job. The head at Secret Service must resign. This is not an isolated incident. You can't just get into a Trump rally with a rifle and climb on the roof. Now, I'm interested. We wouldn't be able to see it here.
Yeah, that is a smaller version of what she was showing earlier with the ladder. That was also from World Loomer.
Yeah, I think it's another angle too. I'm pretty sure the ladder was on the side closer to the parking lot, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, what a night in American history. We were 2 inches away from a civil war today. It
This
is
is from
not.
James Woods, guys. So, famous actor James Woods, and if you're of the a little bit younger generation of Family Guy fame.
Got you. We were 2 inches away from a civil war today. It is not a prospect I relish, but one that is to be feared if Democrats don't stop with their absurd, vile Hitler analogies and their assassination glee. And he's so right, bro. Can we just call enough is enough, man? Somebody got hurt today. Somebody died today. Um, hey, look, man, you got your guy. You shot your shot. You missed, bro. It is what it is. Let's just take your L and move on, and we'll see you at the election. You know what I mean? Can we just stop the killing each other talk? Breaking: Donald Trump will reportedly be attending tonight's UFC event, despite the fact that he is attempted assassination. Yeah, never stop the Teflon Don. That's the best one, bro.
I wish he would have showed up, but yeah, that did not happen, guys. I sent that with the expectation he was going to show up, but that did not come to fruition.
I'd like to keep Teflon Don, though. That's a great name. So Nicholas Irving posts this and says, a guy with a rifle got 152 yards from a presidential nominee unseen and got shots off. We provided better diplomatic security when I was with Triple Canopy as a contractor. Who is in charge of the Secret Service? No eyes on a firing position that close? Sketch. That wording is really nicely. A firing position. Where else in the world were you going to pull it off at? I mean, this is where they were doing the speech at right here. Where else were you going to pull it off at? You weren't getting over here. This is where the people were, and this is where the people were. If you see the videos where we saw the actual SS, posted up, this is where they were, and this is where they were. So you only had really one shot, at least in this picture. I understand there was a building over this way. You can see the corner of that structure here, and I know there was a house down here with a swimming pool going off in this direction. But I mean, where else was he supposed to go? You guys, this was a great spot to have a rally, man. You don't have a bunch of windows, high buildings, no trees, really, no shadows. I mean, it is that word, sketch. Most assured.
It should have never happened.
Nah, bro. That's awesome. I'm telling you, man. It's these Secret Service.
Gonna be a lot of T-shirts sold, man. Gonna be a lot of T-shirts sold.
Oh yeah. Now this is crazy. I'm presuming as far as I can here. That is not a UFO. That is what I'm assuming to be around.
Get a little bit closer. Yeah, get in there. That is a round going through the air. They caught it on 4K, guys. Bro, that is insane. That is an insane picture. You have a bullet whizzing by our president's head. That's
crazy.
Yeah, that is an insane photo to have caught right there, or a still frame. Insane.
Imagine if his chin was pointed towards the mic. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people say right here in this instance, if he didn't turn his head right at the time he did, that he would have been dead.
Bro, that is just crazy. Now, that being said, I would never know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you know, Austin. This bullet may not have been something that was in front of the shoulder. This may have been in the backside. That may be the bullet that hit him in the ear. I don't know. But
some people were saying that it was. I don't know. I do believe that's behind.
That is just crazy. I'm going to be real careful by pressing the next button because I don't know. No, we still got 3 more because I don't want to show that last one just in case. Now, this is in poor taste if you don't know what this is, but CNN had reported that Donald Trump had fallen really hard, and that's why the Secret Service had moved him off the stage, not that he had been shot. So this is in taste of saying that this is how poor CNN reports on things.
Yeah, earlier today it said Donald Trump falls at rally had to be ushered off by Secret Service. Somebody put JFK falls really, really, really hard at rally in Dallas. A little bit of poor taste, but I have dark humor, guys. Just
Yeah.
completely honest.
That's
they had
hilarious.
another report today, and we could pull up a million images that Donald Trump had to be ushered off by Secret Service after loud sounds. Loud sounds. So you mean the gunshots going off, guys? I mean, geez. It doesn't stop, and they wonder why this is happening. It's because of these groups. We have to hold the media accountable, guys. It's too much. People are dying now, and even if you hate Trump, even if you just despise Trump, there was an innocent guy that was just there who died today. His family's never seeing him again on this earth. He died today, and it's because and this is a satire, but it's because of that type of reporting and that type of dishonesty and the messaging that these people use. It's sad. This is a funny meme though. I did get a good chuckle and a half out of it.
It's a top 10 actually. If you to really break down the science behind what this does, it's funny, but it hits. You know what I'm saying? And it really puts the point across of like, this is how poor their reporting is, and it's not just how poor. It's not that they're misinformed. CNN knows what happened. It's just the deliberate lies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you guys with the laptops like me and you were live earlier as it was unfolding and bringing out all the breaking news and all the information that was at the time. If we're doing that, they have billions of dollars and endless resources worldwide. I mean, it's intentional dishonesty. It's intentional propaganda, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. So that being said, 10 out of 10 meme.
Yeah.
All right. I think this may be our last picture. You're telling me the Secret Service let a guy climb up on a roof with a rifle over 150 yards from Trump. This comes from the Hodge twins. Yeah, it's a damn good show. Yeah, those dudes are hilarious, bro. 152 yards, man, is what they're claiming. So, wow. Inside job. A lot of people are calling inside job, man. Oh man, I messed up. I showed the picture. Let me back that. Just run, move the cursor. All right.
Yeah, there's some image on here that we don't want to show because it probably will get this video pulled. You can find it very easily if you'd like to see the evidence of the shooter's death. But yeah, man.
Getting a strike is one thing, but we don't want to get on YouTube's bad side where they start pulling you and flagging you and shadow banning your channel. And
we're very small, but it kind of feels like we're there. It's the amount of attention that videos we put out. We'll put out a few that will actually just be normal and people will be able to see them, and then we get ones that we put out that it's like almost like they turn the faucet off, like, no, we're not going to let anybody see these guys. And I could be wrong. It could just be, hey, man, we're just not doing, hitting the algorithm right or whatever. But it feels like it's already like, oh, these dudes read from the Bible and talk a little bit about politics and maybe some risque things and some conspiracy things. Let's not let them get too many people coming and listening. But I will say this, guys, if you made it to this video, awesome. I know this isn't what we usually do, and we have our Genesis commentary coming out real soon. But this is a historical day, so we wanted to make sure we covered it very thoroughly. In the live coverage we did, like I said, the first couple of minutes is, we're just trying to get everything set up and make sure we can hear each other and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. So if you made it here, go check that out. Give it a like, share, comment below. And I need to start telling everybody again, the way we communicate is on X. Our X page is on the front page of our YouTube channel. Direct link to our page. Give us a follow there. Message us. Hey guys, good job. I'd like to see this content. Whatever you guys want to talk about. You may not hear from us for maybe a day if we get super busy, but we get right back to you. And we'd love to hear from you guys. We had a great time in the group chat earlier. I put that in the community page. Really great time talking to everybody. Had a couple good laughs. You just got to laugh through some of this stuff and find humor in it. At least Trump survived prayers go out to the guy that did lose his life today. That's a very serious thing, and it was unnecessary. And there's people that need to be held accountable. And if it doesn't happen on this earth, it'll happen at Judgment Day. And that's something we take solace in, is that no matter what, that all the darkness is going to come to light.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So we've had a few good laughs tonight, and put out some information. If there's anything of relevance that comes out anymore, but what it's looking like is that the Secret Service probably should have shot that guy for anything ever happened.
Yep. And, yep. I'm gonna keep a lot of my opinions to myself on that one, but yeah, no, that it shouldn't have happened. In some ways, I know this sounds horrible, and it may be too soon to say it, and I apologize, but in some ways, this could be a good thing. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying the deaths are good or whatever. I'm just saying that it's moments like this though that really turn things around. It wakes people up. People start to change the way they think, the way that they speak, the way they communicate with each other. It's serious, man. There's serious implications to our words and our actions. It's not just a tweet. It's not just a TikTok video. People are out here really trying to stand up for their team. You know what I'm saying? And they're willing to go on top of rooftops and put their own lives and other lives in danger just for a hoorah. You know what I'm saying? Just for a little bit of notoriety. And it's pitiful and it's sad and it's very, very, it's a huge loss. And so I feel horrible for that family out there. And so you guys that are out there, like Austin said, just give them some prayers and be thinking about them. It'll be interesting to see how things unfold within the next couple of days. My eye is going to be on Donald Trump's right ear like nobody's business, man. I want to see what it looks like. I want to make sure this was a real deal. I believe it. I believe it. But you're talking to a real weirdo here, man. I believe some weird things. Like you can't convince me of certain things until I know for 100% sure that this was a real event. So when I see that ear, I'll have more reason to believe it. But that would be a very, very hard event to stage, bro. That's an incredibly difficult
I've
thing.
seen a lot of people try to say it was staged. It's like, and I don't know if there's anybody in the world that would, have someone shoot that close to their face for some votes, man. That seems a little far fetched to me. And I could be classified as a conspiracy theorist, but to me that seems a little far fetched.
Yeah, it sure does.
I'd be more inclined to believe that Joe Biden's wearing some kind of a mask or something. Have you seen the videos with the hole in his neck and all kinds, his chin doing weird shapes?
What? No.
Like I said, I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist, man, but I don't know about staging bullets going by your head. To me, that's a whole lot to buy.
It's a lot of people.
I buy that this Secret Service appears to let some shots get popped off for they decided to do anything. They seem to be trained right on the guy. They didn't have to move at all when those shots started firing. They were right on him.
Right.
They were going to let him shoot and then take him out. So what it looks like to me. I don't know, man. I'm just a guy on a laptop.
I heard that, bro. I'm just a guy on a laptop, but it is man. You can take that conversation for a long time, to be honest with you. I mean, you got to wonder.
Conversation a lot of places, but I wanted to try and keep it YouTube friendly, and keep us, try and keep us on the YouTubes.
Yeah, right. It's much better to have a platform than to die on a hill. Because I mean,
we can die on certain hills on Rumble. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And like I said, hit us up on X if you want us to talk about something that's not so much YouTube friendly and want to hear our opinions on things, on stuff like that, or if you want to hear more content like this. I know we do our Bible studies and we're always going to be a Christian-based channel, but if you want us to branch out into some more political stuff or some more cultural stuff, then let us know, because we do pay attention to it. All right, guys. I think that was a good video, and I'm glad you guys joined us in our live chat earlier. It was awesome to talk to you guys from the UK. You guys had us cracking up, man. It was a good time. It was nice to see you guys and talk to everybody live, and be on the lookout for our Abraham video coming up shortly. We're going to be talking about that, and I'm sure we got some more stuff in store coming. Our trailer for one of our first trailers is going to be a small trailer for our documentary coming out, just to show what we've been working on, some side projects, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.